Hi, this is the compass system rack from Sperry. So inside this thing we have three different modules. We have a servo amplifier, we have a power supply in the middle, and on the rear of the instrument we have a slaving amplifier. This is the block schematic of a classic system using a compass and a gyroscope. The compass is here on the left. So I have one, is this one for example. Inside this compass we have an excitation coil which is here, and three coils which are oriented with 120 degrees from each other. The core of these coils is made with saturable material like permalloy or new metal. At the output here we have three signals which are at 800 Hz, and the amplitude of these three signals depends on the orientation of the magnetic north relative to the direction of the compass. In the middle here there is a system which permits to add small DC currents in order to compensate the static magnetic fields around the compass on the aircraft. The compensation is performed using something like that. So this is one magnetic compensation system. You will do the teardown of this thing another day. So then the goal of this system is to synchronize the gyroscope, because actually a gyroscope is accurate in short term. For example, when the plane is turning, the gyroscope is accurate in order to give a rate of turn, but the gyroscope is not accurate in long term due to the drift of the precession of the gyroscope. On contrary, the compass is accurate when the aircraft is in straight line. So then there is a compensation of the precession of the gyroscope using the compass. So the signals at the output of the compass are fed to this control transformer here. So the signal at the output of the control transformer is an error signal. This error signal is fed to the slaving amplifier. Then there is a phase detector in order to translate the AC signal, which is at 800 Hz, into a DC signal. This DC signal is amplified, and the DC signal is fed to the precession coils of the gyroscope, which permits to modify the precession of the gyroscope, and the precession plane is linked mechanically to this control transformer, and the correction is done until the error voltage is zero, and in that case the gyroscope is synchronized to the direction of the compass. So that's the end for this introduction. So let's see in details what is inside each module. On the back of the instrument there is nothing special, just some wirings. So this is a dual capacitor, this is probably a filter, 2 times 0.25 microfarad, 100 volts. So let's start with the power supply. You can see this nice connector. So we can see we have some indications here also. So this thing was repaired in 89. And there is a date also, so this is the manufacturing date, obviously, 1977. Okay, so inside there is nothing special. There is a very nice capacitor here. The manufacturer is Prague. It is not easy to see. It's Prague Vitamin. So this is 680 nanofarads, 400 volts. We can see here inside some kind of disc. It is difficult to see. So this is so this is obviously a bridge rectifier. I have never seen this kind of stuff, because obviously we have the secondary of this transformer here on these two terminals on the yellow dots. And then we have probably the red is the positive output of the bridge, which is connected to this resistor, which permits to limit the inrush current and to give a kind of protection. I cannot see the value. The positive output actually is connected to this resistor and is connected, okay, it is connected also to this capacitor. Okay, and then on the blue wire here, so this is the positive side of the power supply. But it is strange to find such a high voltage capacitor. Anyway, so the other side is this wire here, which should be the negative side, the green wire here, which should be also connected. Yes, so the negative wire is this black wire here. So this is strange to find this high voltage power supply. Let's have a look, for example, on the servo amplifier. This one was also manufactured in 1977. So you can see the part number and the serial number for the serial number aficionados. This was retested in 89 also. We have a Kapton flat flex in order to provide the connections between this first plate and the connector here. So we have this Prague capacitor, 470 nanofarads, 400 volts. So this amplifier is supplied with a high voltage. There is another nice capacitor from Acushnet, AcuCap series. There is a module here that code 77. I don't know the purpose of this thing. There are 4 wires, 3 here and another one on the bottom side. And this thing is probably potted. You can try to remove these screws. Yeah, it will be impossible to see what is inside, unfortunately. On the second part, there is another module. This was manufactured by Electro Networks. That code 77. On this side, there are these 2 power transistors. The reference of this transistor is obscure for me. It's X1, C1 or 01, 73.2. That code 77. This was manufactured by General Electric. There is this non-linear resistor, probably a VDR, or something like that. And on the bottom side, we have these 2 parts. This is a resistor, 25 ohms, 3%, but there is also a value in ppm, so this is the thermistor actually. It is written plus 5000 ppm, so this is a CTP. There is another one here, and there is something in series. I don't know what can be this part. This is strange. There is a red dot on one side and the blue one on the other side. And that's very strange. You can see with an ohm meter. So this is more or less a short circuit. It indicates 1 ohm. So this is maybe a fuse or a small bulb or something like that. I don't know exactly. let's see the last one, the slaving amplifier. We have much more connections on this one. So this was also retested in 81. So you can see the part number and the serial number. This is also a point-to-point wiring construction. These things are generally small transformers. I have already found this kind of transformers in some instruments. The name is Pico something, you can see here. It looks like a resistor because it is written the resistor of the coil, but actually they are transformers. So there is this strange module, it is totally sealed. You can see if we can remove these screws to get access to other things. Okay, so very nice construction. You can split these two plates like this. There is a fuse here, as you can see. Actually, only a few connections are used on this connector. As you can see that it is effectively a transformer. It is written T, another one. So there are a lot of transformers. So this is a coil. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 transformers on this thing. It is incredible. Okay, so you can see that this is maybe a dead code, I'm not sure, 76, probably, 7646. So there is a reference of this module, D496, I don't know what is inside. This is maybe another transformer, who knows. It can be interesting to perform some measurements on this thing. There is a resistance of 1.6 ohm here, 67 ohms, 67 ohms also. So this is maybe a transformer, 12. This was the teardown of the system Compass Rack. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.